was number 6 on that complex list. You were number 2.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about it. By the way, the reason why I'm not going to name the price, I think G Herbo's watching this damn interview, and he might be like, you going on private jets instead of giving it to Chicago. So we're going to talk about that, but we should probably start off with the media list. Yeah. This is, I believe, the 3rd inaugural hip-hop media power ranking list. Comes out every year, and this year they had Kyson at 1. They had me number 2. Joe Budden was 3. I can't remember who was 4. Maybe it was
Black Boy Max was somewhere.
Yeah, Black Boy Max was 4.
4 or 5.
Yeah, and I don't know who was 5. No, Charlamagne was 5, and you were 6, right? DJ Vlad was 6. What'd you think about the whole list? Your ranking, but the overall list.
I mean, I was going through it thinking I was going to get ranked this year because I feel like I was a little hotter last year. I feel like this year, because that's when the Keefe D thing happened and everything else like that. So I was surprised to be on there. They put me on number 6 again. I said, okay, great. I'll take that. I like the picture they used of me. It was a red carpet picture, from the Hollywood Unlocked Awards. I thought that was dope. I thought Rory Mal being high, they're like 8 or something. I thought that was weird because I've never heard of anything that they've done that have really gone anywhere aside from them hating on people every so often. There's some people on there kind of scratch my head a little bit.
They didn't put Adam on there at all.
What, at all?
At all.
That's crazy.
Yo, he was 22 like That's 2 crazy. Years.
For 4 extra by himself. Yeah. Like the fact that he put this dude on and this dude blew his hand off. He should be on there.
Trap Lord.
You know he hit me, 4 extra hit me.
Oh, really?
To do the first interview.
Really?
Wanted $50,000. I said, bro, you're bugging. I said, no one on earth will pay you that. I said, you may have to go to streamers or like a...
Yo, everyone's like throwing around Monopoly money now.
I know, but no one's really paying it. They're throwing up these crazy
Vlad,
numbers.
I keep saying you fucked up the market.
I fucked up the market?
You fucked up the market. To pay. Well, people are looking at your most successful interviews, right? So people are looking at you and Boosie. Yeah. And I think Boosie even said, like, yo, I make like $500,000 just off doing Vlad interviews. It's probably a roundabout number. But I make...
Not exactly.
But still, if it's...
Not exactly. Boosie does get well paid.
Close to mid 6 figures, which... I think when people hear that...
Depends on the number of interviews.
Okay.
I know. Definitely not getting that for 1 interview.
Clearly
but he gets paid fairly. Like, ultimately, it becomes profitable for everybody.
But everybody think they're him. That's the problem.
But everyone's not him. Right?
No, you're right.
Right?
So wait. So here's the thing. So the 4 extra guy who used to work at No Jumper...
Yeah.
He blows his hand off.
Yeah.
Right?
4th of July.
Or he blows 2 of his fingers.
We're not quite sure.
Okay. I was confused about his strategy because I know there's some artists, and that's the reason why I don't even, and you tell me what your business model is now. I don't reach out for interviews as much anymore. Everybody who I'm reaching out to an interview for, like, when I reach out, they start inquiring if I pay. And I'm like, no, I'm not, I don't do that.
You've never paid?
I have. I gave Charleston White, I think I gave Charleston White like $3,000. One of those, and it was really because I was talking to, if I talked to the person directly, no. But I was talking to his manager. I didn't really know who the manager, like, they kept saying, nah, Charleston's out here. This is early on in his career. He needs something like, yo, could you throw something on the Cash App? And I didn't want to look crazy cheap, and he was doing crazy numbers. So I gave him $3,000. But generally, I still look at the platform to say, hey, we still could command most of the most relevant interviews. I don't think I think like I was gonna interview like Oskino, and when he was just like, yo, because I bring everybody from Philly up here.
I just did him today.
Yeah, well,
I just left him actually.
Oh, really? Yeah. So he was like, he's like, you bring everybody up from Philly, you gotta bring me up. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And he's like, yo, do you pay? And I think that just like blindsided me. I was just like, I don't know. Maybe I have to adjust my model, but.
Well, man, listen, it's just business. That's all it is. It's like if you pay him, let's just say 1,000, and you make 10,000. What's the problem paying him 1,000? Right? If you're making 1,000 and you make 1,000, then it's a bad business decision.
Oh, and I did pay. I paid Anglizzy. I did. I paid him for the second interview.
Okay.
Because the first one did crazy, and I did look on the back end. The only reason why is that I still kind of look at interviews in this traditional way of, yes, you're bringing views, which ultimately does profit me, but I'm thinking there's this quid pro quo type of exchange where I'm giving you promotion and visibility. Right. But I think we're getting to this new angle where, like, rappers aren't doing press runs anymore like that. We're getting more personalities who kind of give their opinions on everything, and that's a little bit different, right? That's why I paid Anglizzi, because I was like, yeah, his thing isn't to get press. His thing is to, like, yo, I could bring you some views, compensate me.
Right. Plus, there's just so many podcasts now. Like, you know, and you look at the new ones that are even doing well, like, you know, Joe and Jada, and, you know, every athlete or former athlete now has a podcast of some, you know, Carmelo Anthony has a podcast. So you have all these podcasts competing for the same people. So the people are like, well, I'm not going to spend all my time just doing podcasts. Let's just see who's going to pay me to make it worth my time.
What do you think? And I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but there's so much things to talk about. Yeah. What did you think about Joe? Joe, supposed leaked numbers, he's making 900 something K a month just off Patreon. We're not even talking about YouTube. When you factor in YouTube and everything else, New York Times did a write up.
20 million. They're
saying he's making 20 million a year. Believe it?
It could happen. It could happen. I mean, because those and this is sort of what's disappointing, that me and Joe don't really have a professional relationship. Although we did run into each other and we shook hands, and there's no more animosity between us. At least I feel that way. And I think he addressed the meeting. I don't know if you saw him like on that clip. We ran into each other at Bergdorf Goodman. You know, he was like,
yo, Joe been very different since he got rich, man. Let me tell you this. Only a broke man harbors a lot of, when you're broke, I'm telling you, like, especially when you see the person you don't like doing better than you, fuck that guy. But when you're in Bergdorf Goodman, you're spending.
We're both in Bergdorf Goodman. We're both shopping.
You're both dropping a bag. Like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, it's all good.
I saw him, and he was like, I didn't even see him. I look over, and he's looking at me. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
He's not mean mugging you, though, right?
No, it wasn't a mean mug. It was just like oh, that's Vlad. And I'm like, oh, that's Joe. So I walk up to him, and I put my hand out, and he shakes my hand. I'm like, what up, man? He's like, what up? I said, yo, man, congratulations on success. He's like, thank you, man. I said, yeah, you know, I've heard you say a few things, you know, a few positive things about me. I believe you said, cool. I'm like, yeah, this is a moment right here. He's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, cool. That's it. No pictures, no, oh, let's go do this, no exchange of numbers. It's like, all right. We ran into each other with no animosity, which is the first time this happened in like 15 years. You know, not that we run into each other otherwise, but there was a moment that he like passed by me. I didn't say nothing, you know, outside the strip club or whatever.
And there's been like kind of like a little bit of tension
there's been tension. When I used to go down to Complex, I used to bring security with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I used to bring one of my guys with me. I'm like, yo, listen, this.
I remember I tried to mediate at one point, and he just wasn't. You know, he was like, I'll do it on your platform, but he was like really opposed to it. But I hear him give you compliments for the work you do.
I mean, I went on his. I remember when he announced that 20 million thing. I went on his page. I said, congrats. People are like, oh shit! Like this.
I ain't gonna lie to you, and I'm a pocket watcher. I was, and this is not hate. I know the JBP people are gonna clip this. I thought, because you know, I'm not. I mean, I have a Patreon page, but I don't put content on there.
Right, but he focuses on a Patreon.
No, I know, but like, well, here's the thing: the idea that you could extract $15 million from your audience through pay per view is really impressive. Because when you think about advertisers, they look at hip hop audiences to say, they don't spend money.
Right.
They give you their attention, they give you everything else, but they won't give you their dollars. So that's really impressive. For a second, when I very first saw it, I was like, this is a play from Joe. The OnlyFans models do that a lot. They'll be like, yo, we're making this amount. They're not really making that amount.
Oh, you think he's going to OnlyFans kind of?
No, they hype it up a little bit, but what happened is the conversation piece about what you're making gives a new visibility to the platform. Yeah, it gives all the promo that you're probably going to be making it by the time the promo done.
Yeah, I mean, could it be 20 million? It could. You know, I mean, I've had. I mean, I've never made 20 million, but you know.
So the math came down to 77,000 people. I think they pay between 10 to maybe like, I don't know, 100, and with like maybe 15 or like 25 being like the thing.
It could happen. Listen, I have run around 10,000 Vlad TV paid members.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, but they're like, but it's, you know, YouTube gives a worse cut because YouTube, they take, like if I get $5, I get to keep $3.50. If he gets $5, I think he probably gets to keep like maybe $4.50.
Yeah, he has to deal with Patreon too.
Yeah, that probably, you know, is that, you know, that part as well. So there's better cuts. So I get a better cut, for example, on Spotify. I have a paid membership also, not a huge amount of members, but I get a way bigger cut. I get almost 100%. So yeah, no, it could be done. I don't know. I mean, I think it claimed in the article that the New York Times actually went through the financials and actually like said, okay, it's legit or something. I don't know.
I definitely believe it's legit.
Man, listen, congratulations, Joe. Listen, congratulations. If you're doing it,
I see Joe. Listen, I pocket watch everybody, and I had to bump Joe up on because I always have a list of who I think is the richest media personalities, and I seen Joe got a Rolls Royce, a Ferrari.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Okay. That's what's up.
You know what I mean? The jewelry looking a little bit shinier. Yeah. And I seen him, he just took the family on a vacation on the jet. You got to do the jet now, Vlad. Vlad, we waiting on you to do the jet.
We'll see.
You got to just bring a bunch of people. It'll make it make sense. It's just,
we'll see.
You just think about like, well, if 10 people first class, maybe it was going to be like 20.
Yeah, I know. You got to have a lot of people to justify the jet.
Yeah, 100%.
You and your girl on the jet is
that's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, that's some young thug shit. But no. So no, I think that's great. But
I'm happy for him, man. Like I'm happy. I feel like he's one of us. Like in the same sort of fishbowl. And I think that he really went hard on the on the membership side and the paywall side. I think he's done well with it. And congrats to him. I feel like I was one of the first ones to really push the membership on the YouTube side. I think a lot of people have followed on that and done well with it. So, yeah, man, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I wish we had more of a working relationship where I could kind of learn a little bit about what he does, and then he could learn about in terms of some of the things that I do that he could probably make money off of as well, and so forth.
Hey, listen, I like what I love about what Joe is doing. This is what the top. Drake always had a line. He's like, really, it's only 1% of rappers making the money. And everybody else is just getting the scraps. And really, that's the same with creators. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, when if you're in that top 5 or top 10 of that media list, I would hope you're successful enough where, you could, again, you don't have to do all the things that I do or Joe does or see, you got a fucking $250,000 on your wrist. You know what I mean? But you could have that luxury, in which I think it represents our industry, and especially as independent media creators, it makes us look like we're not just doing something because long before people was thinking like, yo, these guys are just hustling. Like, Complex is legit, but like, what they're doing is just kind of like, you know what I mean?
No, I remember Ebro said like, radio is the big thing. Podcasts is like the little crumbs. They make an impact, but but it's the little leagues, and radio is the big leagues. Can't say that anymore because you'd be hard pressed to find a radio guy, even with a morning show, that does better than us.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And also, they're all trying to become us in their own way.
And also has the autonomy to kind of do what you want.
Exactly.
Right? By the way, on the, I did have 2 more comments about the media list. And you tell me I think Whack 100 should be on it.
Yeah, I agree.
Whack 100 was not on it. And I'm looking at him like, I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm thinking maybe Whack is not on it because outside of Clubhouse,
he doesn't show Adam.
He's always attached on other people's platforms. He does Adam or he does Vlad, but he doesn't have his own platform by himself. And when you look at everyone else on that media list, they have their own platform. I think that's the only thing that hurts him in not being on that list. Not that it hurts him, but that's just what he's decided to position himself, because he's regular on my show all the time. Me and Whack actually have a good relationship now after having 10 years of beef. But that's the thing. It's like saying, like, Flacco's not on the list. Like, you know what I mean? But Flacco's on No Jumper.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to, everyone on there has their own platform.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I think they tried to do a good balanced effort. I was just gracious to be number 2 because I thought they were going to put me like closer to 5.
Really?
But you never know. You never know. Like, because I trashed the list last year. And I was like, I got to say this while I'm number 1, because it never matters when you're doing it when you're not number 1.
Right.
When you're not number 1, you're salty. When I'm number 1, I'm not salty. I'm just telling the truth. So I thought they were going to be like, yo, fuck you, and just kick me down the road. But, thank you to them.